Hi, my name is Ron Sebben, and I am the treasurer for the sanctuary. And this is story time. I'm going to tell you my coming out story. I didn't come out until later in life, and I'm sure there are other people out there who had a similar experience. I remember thinking that I might be gay back in 8th grade, first time in chemistry class of all things, which is maybe too weird. But I didn't know what that meant at the time, and it took me a long time to figure out more of what it meant for me. Finished junior high and high school, went into college, starting meeting all types of new people at a major university in Indiana University, people from all over the country and all over the world. I was involved in music, so I got to know lots of people very quickly by joining the marching band and getting involved in different ensembles in the School of Music. It wasn't till after I finished my degree there and left and started teaching music down in Texas and Indiana and Cincinnati. I ended up getting married in the traditional sense to a woman and having a child. And after 5 years of marriage, I realized that I was playing a part that I should not have been playing. It wasn't me, it was another character that I thought I should try and fit into the mold. So I realized that playing the dad and husband of a traditional family situation was not for me, and I ended up getting divorced and ended up moving in with a fantastic friend of mine that I had known for ages, and getting into a relationship with him for the next 10 years. Came out to myself when I was about age 30 and realized what a dramatic change what that was for me. It was after being in a relationship for 10 years with this person, and that didn't end up working out, that I finally felt like I liked myself. I liked who I was. I finally knew who I wanted to be and started to become that person. And coming out to yourself is one thing, but then coming out to the people around you, your friends, family, that's a totally different thing. And I wasn't comfortable with that until years later. I actually didn't come out to my son and my sisters and my brother until I was age 50. And I was actually totally blown away by the response that I got from my siblings. We had never really talked about gayness or transgender people or anything that was different from who we thought we were. But the responses from my family members were incredible. My slightly older sister said, "Wow, I didn't know, I had no idea." My older sister was sort of surprised, but her first response was, "I'm sorry. That must have been tough for you." And it was in a certain respect, but to have that reaction from her was incredible. And the first thing she offered was a hug, which meant a lot to me. The most surprising response was from my brother, my older brother, who was always known as a tough guy, the big macho, have to be a real man sort of person. And his response was, "Well, if you have any trouble from anybody, let me know and I'll beat them up for you," which is sort of his sweet way of saying, "I love you, and regardless of who you are, you're still my brother, you're still the person that I grew up with, and I'm behind you 100%. And things have been fantastic with my siblings and I since that time. They've been incredibly supportive, and they are very, very supportive of the sanctuary and what we're doing here in Florida. The only other person that I had to come out to was my son, and he was just about as disinterested as anybody can be, which is a fantastic thing. The age before me probably put in so much time and effort and energy into fighting for LGBTQ rights. I think there are different generations. We have the older generation who really started fighting for the rights of the LGBTQ community, literally fighting with their lives. There was my generation who sort of received what they fought for slightly better than what they dealt with. We were very fortunate. And then there's my son's generation that this is almost a non-issue for them, which is fantastic, that I can say to my son, I'm gay and you may meet my partner at some point soon here. And he's like, okay. So it's a fantastic thing, the way things have developed for us and how each generation has benefited from the previous one and how far we've come. Gives me hope for what the next generation will see. And that's my story. I can't work under these conditions, Kevin. I can't.
Start from generations.